Okay, welcome back. We did no field work yesterday. We actually did, we got enough dry corn left that we were able to dry the wet bin empty yesterday. So that's what we worked on. Had a bit of trouble getting the dryer going, not gonna lie. It's kind of like your first day all over again, because it sat for whatever that was, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. But we did get her going. She was a little stubborn at first, but she finally bit, and as far as I know, it dried out fine. So yeah, we're done drying. Dryer survived the year, so we've learned a lot of things about that dryer. Just need to stay on top of keeping it clean, and it's a little bit of work, but definitely need to make some sticky notes, and hopefully it can run more efficient next year instead of relearning everything every year. Yeah. I know I've heard other people say that. It's like planting corn. The first day you just forget it all, and by the end you think, oh, how could I ever forget this? And by next year you forget it. But we're gonna get that welded up, and we're gonna go do it's another 40-ish acres that I'd like to get done today. And then we're pretty much sitting still until those things roll again. It just doesn't want to stop raining. I don't know, or stop snowing. Sorry. Like it's snowstorm out again today, so maybe, I don't know, see what the beginning of the week comes if we pull the plug and go to somewhere that we don't have to drive as much road. We'll figure it out, but for now we get that welded up. Standing here talking, and it caught my eye that this splash plate looks much more spread than that splash plate. Now these are both factory, measuring with the top straight out, 4 1/4. You couldn't see that, but I could. 3 1/2. And there is no adjustment. They're just the way they are. So that's annoying. That'll be why this one, the 280 tank, spreads narrower than the 310 tank. I thought it was because of the impeller, but the further gap will definitely make a difference as well. That messes with our rates. I put factory splash plates on, so they should be the same. So yeah, anyway, well, maybe do some squishing, but back to the task at hand. I get distracted easy. Alright, so I just gotta get that to sit properly. Maybe clean it up a bit, and we weld it back on. I'll never claim to be some hotshot welder, but you can definitely see why they break in the first place. There's just absolutely no penetration. There's not one close to. I feel like they do good on most of them. Like that one will never break, but this one they kind of completely missed the steel piece that they were trying to weld. I don't know. We should get her hot and get her good. And that one broke a bunch of times. That one's very ugly now. Yeah. Well, once again, not the prettiest. I didn't do the greatest job of cleaning the paint off, but it's in there. Good penetration. Should be good to go. We'll see if I can go. This will be the last of the custom ripping, I guess. So we'll get that wrapped up, and it's just our ground to finish up. Yeah, as you can see, it's just not great road conditions to be hauling manure. It's not so bad doing. Like if we had an on-farm job, we would definitely be there. But we're fairly confident that everything we got to do at this point has to go down the road at some point. So, and the last 3 jobs would be crawler jobs, and you don't want to just do the on-farm and then wait for the roads. At some point we're just going to have to pull the trigger here. It's easy to pull the trigger on tillage, because if it doesn't work, it just doesn't work. And it's one person, you didn't organize the whole fleet to go do something and it not work out. So I am not happy that I'm getting a salt bath right now. would be the last time I think the tractor would drive down the paved road in the air, so we might maybe give her a bath. I think it's supposed to get decently warm Wednesday, 1 degree, so maybe we'll have a wash day by then, we'll see. Alright, we're in the field. I am a little bit concerned about this hill. I don't like working it this way, because then you give the water a trench to work or run down. I'm working it completely. I'm working it with the crown of the hill, and I'm worried that I'm going to keep sliding down the hill as I pull. I might have to lift up a little bit for the hill. It's pretty gravelly up here anyway. It's handy. It's probably for the best that we don't work it too aggressively anyway. And there'll be no issues with it drying out in the spring. It's always too dry, so get the low spots worked up, pull some compaction out is kind of what we're doing today, and trying to incorporate corn stalks still. So for the most part, it's going pretty good though. Burnt my lens again. Well, as you can see, the hill really kind of sucks you down. It was very hard to control the drone and try and somewhat stay on my line, but yeah, I really don't want to work it this way, because that just creates a trench for the water to flow. We are still scratching the dirt, hopefully burying some corn stalks. It doesn't like how far off it gets, and then it makes you take control, so oh boy, where are we going? Hello, get up there. Yeah, not a fantastic job on top of the hill, but like I said, it's always a dry spot anyway, so we're basically just doing this to incorporate some corn stalks. But 98% of it we can do decently, so it would go a lot better if there wasn't snow. But snow is our issue, really. It's like a toboggan all the way down the hill, so it is what it is. I think this is the first year I've ever worked this field with snow, so kind of a different winter, different year. Normally it does not hang around like this and stay consistently cold. Yeah, there's only one day where the high is +1, and that's for 2 hours. So we might I used to make an ice rink out back behind my house, and it was a pain in the butt. Like $1,000 for plastic, and you'd only get a week of use out of it, and you spend 2 weeks building the ice to be able to even go on it. This year would be the year to do it. Be able to freeze the ice solid, and instead of having to shovel it off, we could just drive a tractor on it to scrape it off and flood it, and that'd be nice. So maybe once field work's done, we'll try and tackle that. But that is one surefire way to make winter end, is me trying to make an ice rink. Well, that part of the hill might not get worked this year. We'll definitely have to work that down the hill, not up the hill. Just a little dicey. Oh yeah, down the hill is the ticket. Which sucks, because there's a little nook of a grove there that I'll just have to drive up the hill doing nothing. But it's like you can just do big lands and always catch that on the down. It is what it is. There's only like 2 more passes anyway. Yeah. Very close to the end. I'm excited to... Days off don't feel the same when you know you got work to do still. I'm excited to just be wrapped up, and then we can actually enjoy some soul time. Well, we're slowly getting there. This is a very inefficient field, but this is a spot where the soil saver broke the other day I was here. So we made it through there, luckily. And yeah, we're playing around with some headlands. Headlands suck. I hate headlands, especially with this thing. It's only 14 feet, so it takes forever. So you try and turn short all the time, so you only have to do 3 headlands, but then there's spots where you don't turn on the angle, you don't turn sharp enough, so you're gonna do 4 in that one spot. Yeah. It is what it is. We're getting there. Slowly but surely. Well, not too much to report. It's just pretty steady. It's very slow at 14 feet. So, yeah, I got all the hill, all the nooks and cranny corners. There's a square 15-acre chunk left here. It's 20 to 4 now, and it's also Sunday afternoon. So that would be another 2 hours probably to finish this up, which is later than I want to work tonight. So I think we're gonna head back to the farm, and we can wrap this up tomorrow. There's another 10 or 15 acres that I could do at the farm while the tractor's warmed up tomorrow, so it's not like I'm just leaving 10 acres and we're done. So I was mainly worried about the hill. Like it would catch the cold wind and freeze up quicker than the low ground. I'm actually very surprised that it's not freezing harder than it is. I think it's been consistently below 0 for the last long time. Minus 15 nights. Like, it's crazy how much of an insulator snow can be when you want it to be. Yeah. Take her back to the farm, and tomorrow's another day. I appreciate everybody watching. I hope you... I know, like, tillage is pretty boring, and it's obviously pretty boring for you guys when the implement is very small, but not everything is 60 feet wide and going 10 miles an hour. This is definitely due for an upgrade. Something a little more matched to the tractor would be nice, but then we can't really pull it in weather conditions like this. So. Let's see what we do. Everybody and their mother has an 875 case ripper, and they seem to love it. That's kind of on the wish list, but they're a lot of money, so we'll yeah, we'll see what happens. But appreciate everybody watching. I'll catch you in the next one.